Liverpool-Toulouse starting 11 announced. The top two teams in Europa League Group E face off at Anfield on Thursday evening, with Liverpool hosting Toulouse. While the Reds look to maintain their perfect record in this year's group stage, Les Violets are also unbeaten and could go top with a famous victory on Merseyside. After dropping points in their last two Premier League games before the international break, Liverpool got back to winning ways last weekend with a 2-0 win over Merseyside rivals Everton at Anfield. Ashley Young's dismissal in the first half certainly worked in Liverpool's favour, but they had to wait until the 75th minute for Mohamed Salah to unlock from the penalty spot. The Egyptian scored a second goal on the counter-attack deep into stoppage time to help the Reds maintain their position in the top four. Jürgen Klopp's men will have the chance to build on their derby victory over the Toffees with positive-looking league games against Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth and Luton Town on the horizon. First, they must turn their attention to the Europa League. The Reds will play Toulouse for the first time since 2007 when they won 5-0 on aggregate in a Champions League qualifier. Liverpool have won their first two games in Group E, extending their unbeaten run in the Europa League group stage to 10 games with a 3-1 win over LASK Linz in the first leg and a 2-0 home win over Union Saint-Gilloise 3 weeks ago. The Reds, who have won all 6 of their games in all competitions at Anfield this season and have lost just 2 of their last 15 games in Europe against French opposition, can move 5 points ahead of second-place Toulouse and take control of halfway through Group E with a win on Thursday. Toulouse extended their unbeaten run in all competitions to 4 games last weekend when they salvaged a point at home in a 1-1 draw with Reims in League One. Toulouse drew 1-1 with Union Saint-Gilloise on the opening day and defeated LASK Linz 1-0 at home 3 weeks ago. Liverpool will be without Andrew Robertson, Thiago Alcantara and Stefan Bajcetic due to injury. Young attacker Ben Doak is also set to miss the game. However, Klopp has confirmed that Cody Gakpo will be among the alternatives after missing the last 3 games with a hamstring problem. Curtis Jones could return after serving the second of his 3-match suspension last weekend, and the midfielder could replace Dominic Szoboszlai in the starting 11. Wataru Endo will also compete with Alexis Mac Allister for a start deep in midfield. Joel Matip, Joe Gomez and Jarell Quansah will battle for a start in defense, while Darwin Núñez will hope to replace Luis Diaz or Diogo Jota, who have scored 7 goals in their last 6 Europa League games. With all this in mind, here is Liverpool's likely starting lineup: Kelleher in goal, Alexander-Arnold at right back, Matip and Konate in a stopper tandem, Tsimikas at left back, Jones, Endo and Gravenberch in midfield, Salah on the right wing, Núñez in the middle and Diaz on the left. Liverpool are now planning to sign a new, aggressive player for Klopp. So far, Liverpool's summer moves seem to have paid off. A new-look midfield is working wonders to get the Reds back among the Premier League's top teams. An opening day draw with Chelsea may have initially caused some concern, but since then the Reds have been firing on all cylinders and currently sit just 3 points behind table leaders Tottenham Hotspur. This is in stark contrast to last season when Jürgen Klopp's side needed a rebuild, especially in midfield. Having solved that problem with Dominic Szoboszlai, Ryan Gravenberch, Wataru Endo and Alexis Mac Allister, Liverpool are now looking to the January transfer window to solve a defensive problem. Some may have been worried for the Reds after Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, Naby Keita, James Milner and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain all left the club in the summer, leaving them with incredibly few options in the middle of the park. However, Klopp quickly put those worries to rest with his signings and hasn't looked back since, with Szoboszlai being particularly impressive. With a focus on rebuilding the middle of the park, Liverpool have not had the chance to add depth to their back line, which could have been their focus in January. The latest Robin Lenormand transfer news certainly suggests this could be the case. According to the latest reports, Liverpool officials are impressed with the defender, who reportedly has a €50 million release clause. If the Merseyside club do sign the defender, they will have to contend with interest from rivals Manchester United as both sides look to add to their defensive options in 2024. Lenormand certainly looks like a name to keep an eye on when the January transfer window opens, judging by the interest from the Premier League. Lenormand's stats speak for themselves. The 26-year-old has started 8 of Real Sociedad's 10 La Liga games, helping them get off to a strong start. He has helped them to 5th place in the Champions League standings, just 4 points behind. Compared to Liverpool's current defenders Ibrahima Konate and Joel Matip, Lenormand stands out especially in terms of possession. Given his stats, it's no surprise that Lenormand has received well-deserved praise during his years at Sociedad, including from former manager Manolo Marquez. He is aggressive, accurate with the ball, strong and quick in duels. Lenormand is certainly a player who will improve Liverpool when the January transfer window opens. Adding depth to their midfield options certainly worked in the summer, and now they can do the same when it comes to defensive options. Further reinforcements between now and January could also be crucial for Klopp's side, especially if they return to chasing the top honours in English football. Liverpool are considering a move for Chelsea's out-of-favour left-back Ian Maatsen. Maatsen has played just 84 minutes in the Premier League this season, but has started 6 of Chelsea's 9 games so far. Recent reports have suggested that the 21-year-old, who came close to joining Burnley this summer, has decided to leave Stamford Bridge in January. Burnley and Vincent Kompany are reportedly still keen to bring him back to Turf Moor after a successful loan spell last year. However, Maatsen reportedly sees the Clarets as a no-go and would prefer to stay at a top club. As a result, Liverpool are also allegedly in the mix. Jürgen Klopp is said to want to add more quality at left-back and sees Maatsen as a potential option. Manchester City are also reportedly on the radar. City allegedly spoke to the Dutchman in July about a move and would be open to returning to the table. Andy Robertson's recent injury has shed light on Liverpool's current left-back problem. For many years Robertson has rendered any talk of potential transfers to the position completely redundant. Kostas Tsimikas was brought in as a necessary replacement 3 years ago, and since then there has been no need to discuss anything else. But with Robertson turning 30 in 5 months' time and Tsimikas not performing as expected, Liverpool need to start thinking about it now. They have young players who can play in the starting 11 in the future. There are high hopes for both Luke Chambers and Callum Scanlon. But Maatsen will definitely be a step ahead of both academy players. Described as a top player by Mark Robins, his former manager at Coventry City, the Chelsea man has real potential. Maatsen, who plays for the Dutch U21 team, is likely to be in the full squad before long and could be a Premier League starter. If Liverpool think he could be Robertson's eventual successor, they will need to move fast in the new year.